Hi, it's Monica from Rollbar. Today, I'll show you how to integrate Rollbar into your front-end JS project so that you can catch and fix errors in real time. Here, I have the Rollbar onboarding screen up. This is the screen you will encounter if you have just signed up for Rollbar. If you already have existing Rollbar projects, then you can create a new project under the projects list. Here, I have a basic JS web page that I want to add Rollbar to. There are various buttons on the page that will generate a variety of JavaScript errors for testing purposes. Now let's go back to the Rollbar onboarding page and click on the Get Started button. On this page, I can select the SDK, which in this example is Browser.js. Now let's click on View Setup Instructions. Right off the bat, I am going to name my project so I can identify which project this is. This is especially important if I have multiple applications I want to integrate with Rollbar. Now in step 1, I can copy the code snippet into my project. This is a very basic integration that includes the project access token in order to be able to send data to Rollbar from my project. It needs to be copied into the script section of my web page. Step 2 has instructions that include a test to log a Hello World message to Rollbar. Step 3 is a snippet that includes an example of how to include people tracking and custom parameters into your error data that will be sent to Rollbar. I want to test this out, so let's replace what we had from step 1 with the code snippet from step 3. I can see in this example the person with ID, email, and username data, as well as custom parameters trace ID and feature flag. By putting custom data into the custom parameter, they become searchable in Rollbar. I am going to save these changes and make sure I refresh my page before I trigger any errors so that the changes take effect. Now I'll trigger an error and then go back to see what happens on the Rollbar onboarding screen. This Rollbar onboarding step will basically stay on the screen until it receives an error. Once it receives an error, it will refresh like this and take you to the items list, which is a way to see all your error items in a list. Here is our first error. I can click into the error to see its details. At the top is the error title as well as graphs depicting the rate at which this error has occurred. A little further down in the item details pane, you can find some details regarding the error, such as the IP and the person data we sent, followed by the stack trace. Scrolling further down, you get to the session replay, which gives you a recording of what occurred on the front end to trigger the error, including the moment when the error was triggered. If you continue scrolling down, you'll see all the parameters regarding the error, including the custom ones we sent like the trace ID, as well as the person data we had added. If we scroll back to the top, you can also see other charted data like the number of affected people over time. Now let's navigate to the items list. Because trace ID was added to the custom parameter, we can search for matches of this parameter in our error items using a specific search syntax. Clicking on the Search Syntax Help link under the search box takes you to documentation on all the different parameters that can be searched, as well as the syntax to use. And that's it. For more configuration details, you can refer to Rollbar's documentation at docs.rollbar.com.